Okay, in the interest of everyone's time, I think I will go ahead and get started. This is Patty Marshall from Make Solutions, and I'm going to be leading the tips and tricks for this month. This month, it's really mainly about TransIT plans again. So we have a lot of significant enhancements to plans that have gone in over the last 3 weeks. I'm not sure if people on the call are using plans yet, but we have 3 clients that are using plans for go lives in the next 40 days. So significant enhancements have gone in. I'll go through and I'll show each of these and then open it up for questions, and hopefully we'll get more questions than we normally get. So the additions to plans since the last tips and tricks are that we've added the ability to better categorize plans. There's a category filter as well as a contains that should give you what you need for filtering. Then we've also added the ability to select and deselect all on the activities page. Additionally, you can single click to select activities as opposed to just using the hover and scroll method. When you edit the characteristics of a plan, we had noticed that the project and category didn't default in if they existed, and so they now default in. And we've added a total row at the top of the plans page, which is huge, and I'll show you why in a moment. It allows you the ability to break your plans up by solution group or by area, and then better be able to hold those people accountable to their plans. We've also added the ability to add and remove dependencies between activities inside a plan and also between plans, and I'll also be able to show that. Because we're now recommending that people do break up their plans into smaller groups by solution area or by team or by clinic or by whatever, we've added the ability to have a chronological view across plans. And then we've also modified the way late activities are identified, and it's much more automatic now. So if you've put in a start time and an end time, then we do a calculation to determine whether or not you're going to finish on time, or if you put in a start time and a duration. So those are the main things that have changed. And with that, I need to switch to. Okay, this is the plans screen, and on here you can see that here we've got, like I said, the ability to categorize. You can categorize by category and by project, and then you can use these features up here to filter. So if I wanted to filter my screen to show only the communications plans, I would go here and then I would click the filter and it would show only the communication plans. And then obviously to remove the filter, I click this remove filter icon. Additionally, if I wanted to, I could use the contains to search for ones that have support in it, and it'll filter to only the one that has support in it. And again, I can remove the filter. But you can also use this contains for filtering for project at this time. We may or may not add a project filter in the future. The beauty of this screen is, as you can see, I've broken my cutover plan into a few solution areas. And because I've done so, I can tell what the activities are that are falling behind each of my plans. So instead of going through one single plan and trying to filter in there to the activities that are falling behind, now from this plans page, to find out the activities that are falling behind in my all plan, I just click on this number 2, and it takes me right in here to those specific activities, to a filtered view of those. So really, really good for helping hold your teams accountable, and really good from a management perspective to be able to look at this view and see, okay, I'm only 2% done overall, but the AP team is actually doing good. They've got 20% done, or the case management team has 30% done. So a great way to be able to have an executive level view of what's going on. Obviously, to go into the plan, it's like it always was. You just click here and it takes you inside your plan. But you'll notice that we now have dependencies. So dependencies can be, like I said, within a plan. In this case, it is. So this communication activity can't happen until this one is completed. And because this one hasn't been completed, it shows me a stop sign right here. It doesn't stop me from updating this task, but it's just to warn you that the dependency hasn't been completed yet. If I go ahead into this activity right here, and I put it in as 100% complete, and I refresh my screen, that stop sign goes away. The task went away because I have it filtered to not show completed items, and the stop sign also went away because the dependency has been satisfied. So again, a pretty cool activity addition to be able to show dependencies. If I go back to plans here, I can also show dependencies between plans. So if I go and I look at my radiology backload plan, I've got several steps aren't due yet, but they also have these stop signs, and they are not within this plan. I know they're in another plan because of this little icon right here. So it tells me that these dependencies are all in this data migration plan. And if I click this link here, it'll take me to that data migration plan. And again, you can see here it shows. And so this is, I can't start my backload of my clinic until the EMPI upload has been completed. And you see it's overdue. If I go in and mark it as 100% complete and go back to the plan I jumped from, those stop signs are all gone. And so now I no longer have to wait on those dependencies. Additionally, a huge thing that we've added is the ability to build a chronological view across multiple plans. So if I'm the person managing the cutover and I want to look across all of my plans so that I can do a cutover review with the team, I first of all filter to just those plans I care about, just my cutover ones, and I click this little icon here. When I click this icon, it takes me to the plan search window, and in here there's filtering options, and I've got this one preset before we started here to be 90 days before and 90 days after. You can have it set to anything, but typically if you're in a cutover review, you're going to start by reviewing your whole plan. So this is saying look before today 90 days and look after today 90 days, and bring together all of those tasks from all of those plans in a chronological view. So in this case, I know this specific task here came from my charges plan, and it was row 6 in my charges plan. If I'm in the meeting and I'm reviewing this and I want to go ahead and update this, then it not only updates it in this chronological view, but if I take this link and go to my charge services plan, you'll see that it updated here instantaneously as well. If I want to go back to that consolidated view, this link is here and it takes me back to that consolidated view that I built. So this completely facilitates doing your cutover review with your executive sponsors, but at the same time, it also holds the teams accountable by that plan view and that dashboard that we have to look at. So I know that I went through a lot of things, and some of them are pretty significant. Those are all the main things I had planned to show today. We have everyone on mute, so if anybody has any questions and would like to unmute themselves, I'd be pleased to answer any questions.
Hey, Patty, this is Brian Huchback.
Hello.
I just had a question about the release of these updates. Has that been already done to client domains, or is this going to come out?
Yep, we released it. We released it last night, as a matter of fact. We typically release code over the weekend so that it doesn't impact anyone, but there was a cutover review at one of our clients stated that they needed this for. So we did, in fact, push our testing ahead and move it out last night.
Okay, I know our leadership was discussing the lack of a chronological view this week, so I don't know if they've been updated about the new release.
Yep. We had a call with all of your IAs to walk through the functionality, and so they are going to use this for your cutover review today.
Perfect. Thank you.
No problem. Does anybody else have any questions? So while people are thinking if they have questions, I will say the manual is not available for this yet, but what we do have, if you go to the training materials, is a quick start guide for plans. So I think you can, so the plans quick start guide is right here. It's only, I think, 5 or 6 pages, so it's not a problem to download. We are redoing our manual now. Obviously, since we added plans plans is in the blue banner here. So Angela's team is busy working on updating the user guide because we had to redo every single screenshot and every single guide. So again, if you have questions about plans, please, as with everything else, if you have questions, send an email to support@makeSolutionsInc.com, and Angela's team would be pleased to answer those questions as well. Does anybody else have any questions? Okay, so Brian, you get the prize for being the only one to ask a question. I don't any longer then. Thank you very much, everyone, for your time today. And this will be available in the next 15 minutes or 20 minutes online from our website. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.